table. We even got this coffee mug for him, freaking the sheets. So he's like really analytical, and that's also how the entire idea was born. For giving strong analysis and also including AI early on from the beginning.
All right, so we have Anand and Leon in the podcast. How's it going, guys?
Doing good.
Yeah,
how are you?
Doing great. How are you?
Yeah, doing great as well. Like we're on Friday. It's sunny outside, and in the UK it's something like very rare. So like we cherish it for sure. I see you guys you guys in the room with the beautiful logo behind. So you're in the Netherlands, right?
We are, yes. We're currently sitting at the office, we actually even outgrown this office, so soon we're going to move from here. But this is the best spot in the house with the logo behind us. For sure. Yeah.
Thanks a lot for accepting the invite. I'm really happy to talk to you and to also like present like to everybody e-tailize, because it's not like a solution that is known by everybody yet. It's a pretty new solution like in the market, I would say. But maybe before starting on the solution, maybe you can present yourself, give a little bit of background about who you are, and also transitioning to e-tailize directly and knowing like your journey and mission and why from your own experiences you decided also like to create this company.
Okay, sure. So I will first introduce myself. My name is Anand Thakur. I'm 36. I live in Netherlands all my life, and my focus is mainly on IT. So I've been in IT since 2007, 2008. That's where my journey started. And about 3 years ago, Leon, through our network, he contacted me about the idea of e-tailize, and immediately I was game. So he had no knowledge of IT. I had no knowledge of e-commerce, and we basically combined our powers into what e-tailize is today. At the same time, I'm proud to say that we have over 50 FTE working for us within 2.5 years and did a great job, especially on IT. And with my background, I'm also very keen on including an Indian development team together with us. I think, with our powers combined, we have e-tailize today to what it is.
Yeah, I'm Leon. I'm also from the Netherlands. Lived in New York for 2 years, where I came across the problems which e-tailize solves today. Basically optimizing the entire workflow for marketplace management. So came across the idea there. I wanted to upload products easily to marketplaces, multiple variants, which you need a PIM for, optimizing these daily, and then capitalizing on them with the advertisements. So that's something I did all manually with a workflow till it became, non-manageable. Looked for solutions in the US as well as the Netherlands. Came across a lot, but nothing that suited the SMB, small to medium-sized businesses really well, which we were at that time. From there, COVID hit. I had to go back to the Netherlands, still worked for the company, but really wanted to do this project. So, stopped my job, found Anand, and from there we raised money to build e-tailize. Now, we're growing really fast. Like Anand said, 50 FTE as well. So, it's been a great journey so far.
Yeah, and this guy was doing all his analysis in Excel. Pivot table. We even got this coffee mug for him, freaking the sheets. So, he's like really analytical, and that's also how the entire idea was born, for giving strong analysis and also including AI early on from the beginning.
Sure.
Yeah, because like one of the questions that I had, and also like because we already talked prior to the podcast, but we have actors that are integrators that are there like since 15, even some that I talked to like since 20 years.
Yeah.
So the question I have is, what is your key to success also? Because like you've been here for 2 years and a half, and growing also like fast in the Dutch market, but also like internationally. So what is your key to success to already in a market that is in a way, I believe, pretty saturated? There's a lot of actors, but you kind of you found your segment into this market and have grown rapidly. So what would you say also like was the key to success?
Yeah, so the market has developed a lot since 15 years ago, right? The basic need was how do I get my products on new marketplaces, and doesn't matter how technical that process is. And it doesn't matter how much money that costs, because like the big companies can afford a really expensive process or integration platform to facilitate this. And they have their own data teams, they have their own advertising teams, so they can facilitate that whole process financially. But the last few years, things have changed. Small to medium-sized businesses want to sell on these marketplaces. And when you want to do that successfully, it doesn't only mean putting your products on there, but it means adjusting your products for that specific marketplace, also with data insights and also with the right advertisement strategy. So that's also what you see back into our logo, the 3 colors, which make the whole. That's channelizing your products with all the right variants through the BIM system to the marketplaces, optimizing them with analytics, and then capitalizing on them. And that's also a thing our competitors don't so far partially or don't do, is offering that entire workflow of a marketplace manager. And that's basically for SMBs, the hole in the market which we jumped on.
Yeah. And at the same time, also looking at your, listening to your question, it was a fairly saturated market with a couple of players who have been there for quite a while now, 15 to 20 years. You're absolutely right. There are a lot of, in current times, there are a lot of big businesses which inspire us. And I think they inspire a lot of us, Apple, Tesla. Let's take Tesla, for example. There have been brands which have been there since before the First World War. Mercedes-Benz, Ford, all these brands have been there. And then suddenly Tesla comes along and they say, well, this saturated market, there are companies who are making billions a year. We're going to become a big player in here. And we're going to change the playing field. We're going to change the game. You order a car today, you can drive it in 2 weeks. Whoa, you order a different brand today and you have to wait 4 to 5 months sometimes, maybe 10 months with chip problems. Well, these kinds of things, when you look back at e-tailize, we have heard stories about, people wanting to have an account at a competitor, getting an appointment in 3 weeks' time, onboarding taking a couple of hours, having to pay an onboarding fee. Well, with e-tailize, you call us today, we can onboard you in 1 hour. It takes about 15 minutes to onboard you. We get your account set up as an SMB. Of course, if you're an enterprise, it takes a little bit longer. But yeah, you're just good to go within a day. And that's the game-changing ability that we have. And that's the efficiency that we have built our platform upon.
Yeah, and I really like also like this, your answer on saying that it doesn't really matter that the market is saturated, but more on the fact that you took like a market that was existing, but applied your own logic to it to be able to, first of all, also like, because we're already talking a little bit on the next step about like your target, but we're already talking about SMBs. And I think that one of the issue was that it's a target that is sometimes like difficult to work with because like they are not like treated as credible like businesses, as an enterprise business. So it has always been hard for marketplace integrators to have to apply like correct services to those SMBs. It's something that you've been able to work with AI and work with different sort of tools to be able to link that all together and provide them like a service that is up to a certain standard while still being able to deliver in a very fast way. So as you mentioned, so 2 weeks to what is it like approximately like your onboarding time like for a new customer?
So on average, from the demo to onboarding, 2 days. So within 2 days, we get an appointment for sometimes even same day. So we have someone from sales just going to our onboarding team saying, hey, I have someone who is really interested in using e-tailize. Do you have time right now? And then if they have time, we immediately onboard the person. We don't need to prepare things. Everything just works out of the box. And of course, there are exceptions on the rule. I think they're everywhere. Now, when there are specifics, we have to deal with those, obviously. But yeah, within 2 days, we have about 90% of our customers onboarded after the demo. And we have no charges for onboarding either.
Hey, psst. Stopping the podcast here for a moment as I have just released a free course on how to launch and optimize a marketplace. It is designed for marketplace operators, but I'm sure that any marketplace professional, sellers, integrators, solutions, or consultants will receive lots of insights. If you're interested by getting best practices from more than 30 marketplaces, go on feedelitist.com/free course to get your copy. You can also find the link in the description. Without further ado, let's resume the podcast. Enjoy. What do you consider as being like a customer being onboarded? Is it like when they create their first listing on a channel, when they upload their product content onto e-tailize? Like what step?
So, yeah, within the first hour, you'll have your stock and orders configured and have your products imported into the system. So that means all your existing channels are connected. You have your stock and orders running. We start the analyze module, gathering data if you have one. And we apply you to new marketplaces which you have partnerships for. So we look in the call like, hey, what are you selling? What would you like to expand to? And we have really good partnerships with most of our integrations. So we immediately have an automatic process that forwards your information to those new marketplaces saying, hey, this is an interesting seller for you. And then most of the times we see within 2 weeks that people are already like uploading products to new marketplace. But that's more of like a waiting time than actually having to configure stuff too.
Yeah. So you also take part of the basically the request from sellers to join a marketplace. You also like facilitate that.
So we have got some key accounts, and we try to set up partnerships with the local heroes. Of course, we also have our contacts within Amazon, within bol.com in the Netherlands, within the larger companies as well. But most of the sellers are already on these kinds of marketplaces. So the difference the point where we try to make the difference is getting them in touch with account managers on these local heroes, new marketplaces, upcoming marketplaces. And we do a quality check. So if the products seem quality-wise, seem good, listings seem good, that's when we forward the profile to these account managers. And within a couple of days, we get response. And of course, sometimes we don't get response, but there's always going to be a game of, own factors, external factors.
Yeah.
But we try to do our best on that area. Yeah.
Yeah. And just so also to circle back on what Leon said earlier, I think what's important also like to mention is that this target, which we're going to just discuss right after, was still like selling on marketplaces like a few years ago, but to the point where they were not able or they didn't have time to optimize their listings. And I was also just the fact on integrating marketplaces, putting their products there and pray for it like to be able to convert, to have like customers. But you guys like brought this idea in your service offered. So in your 3 pillars, in one of them, it's also like being able to still like take like data from those SMBs, but being able to optimize them into making it fitting basically the marketplace's requirements.
Yeah. So what to give you a nice and fair example, we of course use this business case more often because it has proven to be a success. We used to have a small seller on bol.com. This seller was interested. He was doing this on the side, right? He had a full-time job on the side. The person was selling on bol.com, and the seller started using e-tailize. Started off with about 4,000 euros per month revenue, right? So that's why the person was doing it on the side. Based on listing optimization, so for all his 59 products, we have AI generated titles, AI generated descriptions. We improved his listings. So the bol.com revenue went up from 4,500 euros a month to 13,000 euros a month. Plus, we helped this customer expand to multiple marketplaces as well. And currently, the seller is selling on 4 different marketplaces, doing over 25K revenue every month, going from 4,500, basically by just paying e-tailize around 500 euros a month. So it's an investment which earns itself back within no time. Within the first month after optimizing the listings, the revenue almost doubled. And after that, with the expansion to multiple marketplaces, it went 5-fold. So, that's what we stand for. And as you said, we're going to our goal a little later on. But I think that's also the power of our platform, making level playing fields for all kinds of businesses and giving them the same opportunities for marketplaces.
Yeah, because as we explore also like, first of all, I hope this seller is now like a fully professional and dedicated for the amount that he's making. It's pretty great. But we explored, so one of the service, I think it would be great if we can explore, because e-tailize is based on the 3 main services. So of course, like linking to marketplaces, and then if we can explore the two next ones. I've done my due diligence, obviously, so I know a little bit about your reporting and advertising capabilities. But if we can just give a little hint to potential sellers that are listening to us, that would be great to hear the added services that you can provide there.
Sure. So we don't only see it as added services that we provide. We actually see it as our three main pillars. So we have the e-tailize module, which gives you the possibility to integrate and do your stock and order synchronization. At the same time, we have an analyze module, which gives you the possibility to optimize your sales. So we give you insights into your net profits. We give you insights into which other marketplaces would be interesting. We give you insights into competitors, into keyword relevancy. So we look at search volumes on platforms. We give you how relevant your title and description are for the most popular keywords to increase the traffic on your products. Of course, we have some insights into conversion rates. So based on that, we can do a little bit of prognosis. So we give advice with our data analysis saying, improve your listing by so much to gain so much more revenue. And that gives the sellers a good idea on how much time they should spend on improving certain listings, improving other listings. Sometimes it's not interesting because maybe the keyword that your listing is meant for, it has a seasonality linked to it. You're not going to sell your ski jackets in July, and same goes for Christmas trees and the other way around. So we have a lot of factors that we take into account for our analyze module. Now, advertising, it's what we want to do is for advertising on marketplaces. So we had a lot of feedback from customers saying we love the way Google advertising works. So you have the easily filtering function, you have your ad groups, you have your products, you have your categories. So we made a comparable UI inspired by Google, and that way you can manage your advertisements for each and every marketplace you're selling on, which offer this API.
I think also, if you just look at the basic need, like why do people come to e-tailize, right? It's because they want more revenue or more profitability. So each module offers that. So the e-tailize module helps you put those products on new marketplaces correctly. So that helps you get more revenue, also probably more profit. But the analyze module actually also looks at, okay, what are the things you can actually be doing as actions to gain more profitability or revenue based on your own goals. So we really look at like, what are your basic needs as why you purchase e-tailize? And how can we facilitate that with features in each of the three modules? And the main power is in the integral part of it. So all three modules are linked together and they work together. So if we suggest a new title or a new description, you can just click a button and it will get updated in your PIM system. That way, all modules are connected. And that's something we're working on diligently right now, is to make sure that that gets better and better, the integral section between the three modules.
And so currently also, who's your main target, like the sellers that are using your tool? So we've talked about SMBs, but is there like any segment you're targeting, like in specific? I know you're based in the Netherlands, but you have like this international presence. You have like different marketplaces. You are integrated obviously like to the different Miracle marketplaces. But do you have like a specific segmentation, whether it is in terms of categories that sellers are operating in, or is it in terms of countries maybe? How do you maybe define a little bit in a more precise manner your seller target, besides the fact that those are SMBs?
So yeah, currently we're focusing on, of course, SMBs, but what does that mean? That means around, let's say, 1 to 2 employees to up to 50 employees. We don't exclude companies bigger than that. We have customers bigger than that, but that's like the perfect size. And then in terms of revenue, we'd say starting from 200,000 euros of revenue. Also, we have lower, but that most of the time gets an area where people get way more professional, up to, let's say, 25 million in revenue. That part, that's our ideal customer. And then as far as categories go, we currently prefer non-fashion categories. We also have, of course, fashion, and we're expanding to those marketplaces as integration as well. But we currently really see quite a good fit for do-it-yourself, electronics, stuff like that. We have great categories of marketplaces for a lot of them, like 175 in total for almost all of that. So that's the perfect customer currently, and we're focusing mainly this year still, which is only 1 month left, of course, the Netherlands. But next year, we're looking at expanding our new acquisition also to Germany and other countries.
And also our physical presence.
Yep.
So if we expand to other countries, we want to be physically present there. We don't want to be, the know-it-all from the Netherlands saying we know what your country needs. We want to have experts in each and every country to know the market, to understand the needs of our customers, and not tell them this is what you need for any market.
Yeah, and one small side note is still marketing agencies.
Yeah.
So as our platform matures, we can help them with the advertising, the analytics, and also the content management part. So you can imagine that if you're an agency and you're managing, let's say 25 to 50 sellers, and you can now have central analytics and central advertise management, it will save you a lot of time with the workflows. So that's something we're exploring and getting more and more market share in currently.
So do you currently work with agencies that are operating on e-tailize? And like which type of agencies is it? Like, is it like marketplace agencies or more other type of agencies like marketing or anything like that is not really related to marketplaces, but are skills in the tools and that already know how to use it? Which sort of agencies are you targeting in that way?
So the agencies that we're targeting, they are mainly marketplace marketing agencies. So agencies which want to improve for their customers the listing, the quality of listing, doing the advertising campaigns, and actually they get paid by performance improvement on marketplaces by their customers. Now, one of the challenges the agencies have is making it properly insightful how much they are adding value-wise to their customers. And with our analyze module, they can easily just have each and every change they make. So we give alerts when listing changes are made, when image changes are made to listings. Based on that, we give insights into how you're ranking on popular keywords. We give insights into what your revenue is doing. And a total of all this can be put into nice correlation charts. So the agency can easily pinpoint to their customers, look, on 2nd of December, we made this change. You can see the change alert here. And from that point onwards, your traffic improved by 15%. And based on the conversion rate of, 7.2%, your revenue has gone up so much because of us. And they can make that really nicely insightful for their customers. And based on that, these marketing agencies have a good way and a good tool to facilitate and the changes and insights to their customers of what they're adding value-wise.
Yeah, I think it's an interesting take nowadays also like to be able to segment and to target agencies, because we see it more and more that marketplace integrators, middleware providers are basically not trying, but I would say are not trying to get rid of them directly, but are also offering the same services. So, for example, full management of the seller account. So being able to clearly segment and say that like you guys are focusing maybe mainly on the tool and having like externals that are then focusing on the extra service is definitely an interesting take as of the market.
Yeah, we definitely want to be a SaaS business, not a consultancy business.
Yeah, for sure. But hey, how cool is it for a marketing agency to get, you have 50 customers, and for all these 50 customers, you can easily say, hey, we're going to expand for all of you to a new marketplace through a tool that we have. And that immediately start generating revenue because they know what optimal listings are and they know how to get the optimal results from a new marketplace.
Yeah, definitely. And I think we already mentioned like quite some competitive advantage, but I would like maybe to summarize them, repeat them, because definitely e-tailize is a solution like a fresh new solution that is great for the market because like it brings a lot of novelty, a lot of innovation in something that has been like really pretty stagnant, and that is not always driven by tech. So if you guys can provide like some information, because you mentioned that what you created is not something that existed. So maybe if you can mention like what was not existing and what is then your competitive advantage maybe against other competitors that you've identified either within the Netherlands or just internationally speaking.
Yeah, I think it's a combination of working integrally and including AI. So I'll give you an example. almost all solutions on the market do not include a BIM system natively. Having that natively is a giant advantage, as well as content-wise, but also for the analytics part, which we include. You want to have that content in your system. You want to have that natively. We all know the Zapier buildings you can make, which I tried. Having an analytics software, an advertising software, I did this myself, an integration software, linking everything with Zapier. It becomes incredibly hard to put new employees into that system because you have to basically guide them for months before they understand the whole system. And it adds a lot of cost because you get systems on systems on systems. And most of the time stuff breaks. So having that integrally is just operationally better. It also creates integrally way efficient and better insightful software. So having all the data from all the 3 modules and allowing the 3 modules to communicate and work together natively has giant workflow advantages. And then also including AI in all those steps. So when you upload products into BIM, AI will add information that's missing. When you say, I want to make a new BIM tab to go to Amazon, we load the category fields and we populate them with AI. So basically it takes away all the time you were spending on linking fields, feeds, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So just very, very easy to operationally do your work. And then having all those insights, all the data collectively put into AI for better advertisements and better analytics, that's just a giant advantage. And that's not something we see being challenged very short term. Of course, long term it's always a threat, but you need to basically build your software from the ground up like this to have it like this, because we see competitors adding integrations with analytics softwares, with advertisement softwares, with BIM systems. But at the end of the day, those are not native and they're not built from the ground up to work together. And that's where I think the biggest advantage lies.
And I think what's important also to mention in your strength and competitive advantage, I mean, like from the discussion that I had also like with some of your competitors, not that they are direct competitors, but that are in the same market, is that some of their vision and future plans is already like what you've sort of accomplished, what your guys are currently selling. So definitely interesting also to see that this technology is existing, this technology is already in place in e-tailize, and you guys are powering it and allowing your consumers to basically make the most out of those AIs and the analytics part, which is some, again, like we've been talking about like with other integrators. So
yeah, and
something great.
Last thing I would like to add is also user friendliness, right? So from the day we started, we thought we offer it, but we don't want it to be a rule-based system where you have rules upon rules with complex if statements. A lot of SMB people will not get it or will get it superficially, which will mean they don't get the optimal result from the system. So having a user-friendly, Apple-esque user flow, buttons, systems to work with, that's the basic philosophy with which we built the user interface, which also I think in the current market, especially when you look worldwide, is something that's not done yet properly.
Yeah, and see, the reason why we say SMB so much, larger enterprises, they are capable of hiring experts for all kinds of things. You can look for a data analyst to get you the data insights, and you can get a marketplace specialist to let you know, build feeds, how to make listings, make multiple listings. Now, if you're a business with 2 to 3 people, let's say I was like, my mom has a good way to import new products, and she wants to start selling something. She asked me, hey, do you want to join me? Well, we don't have the capacity to hire new people to do data analysis for us. We don't have the capacity to have marketplace expertise in-house immediately. So that gives us a disadvantage to start with, because we are competing on marketplaces where there are crazy amounts of competitors already who already know how to list properly, who already know when to advertise. So they already have these insights. So we are offering the tool to not only the SMBs who are already proven themselves in the markets. So, of course, we are offering our tool to these companies to expand even more. And at the same time, we are also offering our tools for the beginners, for the people who have never really gone in depth on marketplace expertise or data analysis, to get the same kinds of means and needs they have to fulfill them with our software, to make it, as I said before, a even playing field.
Yeah, giving the power back to the business piece, and also even more than for enterprise clients, like in the fact that like working with SMBs, it might be also like working with people that have nothing to do with e-commerce in a way. So yeah, I mean, creating a tool like this is really a competitive advantage. But like the question that I have is then, if you guys already put the vision and the future plans of maybe other of your competitors, what is in your future plans to improve your current tool?
So good question. See, we are currently in the AI era, right? We have all heard of ChatGPT. We have all heard of Google Bard. We know what these tools are capable of when it comes to chatting, when it comes to getting information, not Googling things anymore. Well, sure, we Google a lot still, but you see that a certain switch is coming there. Now, using these models, AI models, which over the past years have also been in-house developed by many other businesses as well, but using these big models, these smarter getting models more and more in a system like ours, our goal for the near future is, well, the ideal situation would be I tell our platform, the e-tailize platform, hey, I have got, this is my product catalog. I want to sell more. And the platform immediately recognizes, okay, you have got shoes in these colors. And based on my data, I see that these marketplaces are fit. So these marketplaces, first thing we're going to do is we're going to AI-based apply for an account on these marketplaces. Once approved, automatically create a product listing on these marketplaces, optimize the price, insights into competitors, and boom, there you go. Your catalog is live on a different marketplace, fully AI-driven. So you want to take the needs of the customers, and you want to fulfill these needs in such a way that a customer can focus even more on optimizing their service, on optimizing other parts of their business, maybe expanding their business even more.
Yeah, we always joke, right? If you had a software where there was just one button, more profitability, and another button next to it, more revenue, and the customers just could log in and smash it all day, they would do that, because that's the basic need they want to fulfill. So getting as close as possible to that end result is, I think, the end goal for us.
Yeah,
exactly. I like also like your approach of considering yourself more as a tech company than a retail or e-commerce company. In the fact that it's an ambitious plan, and also you've accomplished already ambitious features for your tool. So the fact that you are having those resources, so you have like 50 employees at the moment. Those are mainly, I guess, tech employees in that matter. And so what's your vision on that? Like it's maybe solely focusing then on this tech part, and then having like less, maybe like doing like your less business development, and having like less in sales in that matter, less in sort of retail, and more of a flat structure. Is that what it means like in your plan?
That's a very legit question. Look, we have from the beginning of we have focused a lot on having a total alignment between business and tech. We started off our journey with 30 developing customers. So we had a big group of developing customers who we asked feedback on a monthly basis. So we created wireframes, we created business ideas, we created all kinds of things, and we let these 30 businesses challenge us continuously to optimize what we wanted to get to the market. This is how the first version of e-tailize was taken live. It took us just 13 months to get the first version of e-tailize live and get customers onboarded onto this. Now, the thing is, we have the capability to expand on IT real quick. Okay, so we got our team of 40 plus IT experts in India within 12 months, and we can expand that to even over 250 within the next year.
You just got back from a new office, right?
Exactly. We just hired a new office in India, making able to fit a team of more than 100 FTE with more buildings in the surroundings to expand even more if necessary. Now, when you asked your question, you said, okay, do you want to focus a little bit less on sales and on other disciplines? Well, absolutely not, actually. If you search on top 30 marketplaces in the Netherlands, top 20 marketplaces in the Netherlands. First thing you're going to find is e-tailize. We have got huge traffic coming onto our website, and we are very findable on sources like Google. And there's a reason for that, because we are convinced that our software sooner or later is going to start selling itself. And of course, it is from a tech perspective, tech point of view, that software is going to be sellable by itself. At the same time, we think a proper customer service is essential. It's important because customers are king, right? We try to service our customers to as much as we can, and our ratio of customer support and customers is extremely high. So because of that, we can still offer personalized support to, actually the most of our customers who need that and who contact us by phone, by WhatsApp, by any other media. So, it's actually balancing. It's a balancing act in which we do profile ourselves as an IT company making the big change for the e-commerce market. And at the same time, it's also fitting the needs of our customers, also in a personal way, in a customer success way, a customer service way.
Of course, you always need also like those support service that ensures that, the tool that the tool gets supported, that you get like the customer service, that you get like the marketing in there, but like that you still in the core are a tech company in that matter. Maybe if we just so we're short on time, but if we just summarize then and move on to the next part, which is like a very important part, then summarizing a bit of everything we mentioned so far about e-tailize, and like hearing from you in about like 1 minute, why should brands or should sellers in general, not only brands, but why should SMBs maybe in a way partner with you? If we,
Sorry,
go ahead.
I would summarize it in basically, our slogan almost: centralize, optimize, monetize for SMBs, and leveling the playing field. So marketplaces are a very competitive space. There are big enterprises with big teams with big money competing, and we are offering the software for you to make you be able to compete with those big enterprises and be successful. So centralizing your products, optimizing the whole system, and monetizing it with advertisements will make sure that we level the playing field for our customers and make sure that it doesn't become a winner-takes-all model.
Yeah, and at the same time, we also make it very easy for customers to, as I said, onboarding, but not only that, within a month, you can stop using e-tailize. So we don't lock you in for 12 months, 24 months. You can, of course, for a discounted price, but basically any month you can just stop using e-tailize and not pay for it anymore.
Sounds good. And so how would we go from there? Like for brands that are listening to that, for sellers, anybody in your target, or even like we can think that potentially marketplace operators will be listening to that, like wanting to know more about e-tailize. How would we go from there? Like how do we get in touch with you guys?
So basically through our website, we have a pretty open contact details for marketplaces who might be listening, maybe very interesting. With a couple of marketplaces, we have fixed deals. We get them 20 sellers each and every month, highly qualified sellers for them with our sales team, and we have a collaboration scheme there. And same for sellers, we respond within 2-3 minutes on chat, sometimes even quicker during working hours. And we even have a phone number which can be called, and they can just give us a call. We will be responding within a couple of hours for emails.
Or even send us a LinkedIn message.
Sure. Yeah. Everything's fine.
Sounds good. So for anybody that is listening to that, like feel free to contact them. Would be great. Like definitely a company to keep posted, to keep in the eye, because like for sure, like you guys have accomplished like so much like in the last 2 years and a half. That is like, it's very impressive, right? Like being able to scale that fast, and like hopefully we'll be able to accomplish like great things in 2024, as you mentioned. Like having like 250 employees would be quite of a huge milestone. So do you guys have like maybe a word to finish on this interview, like something that we need to follow, like follow your LinkedIn page or something like that? Like do you have like any event coming up?
So yes, we do actually. On 12th of January, we have our marketplace conference coming up, which is a conference organized by e-tailize. We have got quite some interesting speakers at the conference. Amazon is sending a delegation. Bol.com is sending a delegation. We have got Kaufland coming to the event. We have got Praxis coming to the event. We have
Thakur, Metro Macro, XXL Nutrition, a lot of experts.
And the target for that event is actually that we want to enhance and we want to advise people on cross-border selling. So if you're interested in cross-border selling in 2024, I think the event can be really interesting, especially leading up to the main event end of January, being the Webwinkel Vakdagen in the Netherlands. So leading up to that, if you can already start setting out your strategy for 2024 and target it, come to the big event end of January. We'd love to meet you there, of course.
If you want to find the website, just go to our e-tailize website and there's a banner at the bottom. Just click the read more button and you'll go to the specific website. Love to see you there.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
All right. So save the date so that you can get posted about like e-tailize news. All right. Thanks a lot, guys. Like for being here on the podcast, it was really great to hear from you. And can't wait to see like what's happening for you in 2024.
Thank you, Paul.
Thank you a lot. Well. Thanks a lot, Paul.
All right, so that's the end for today's podcast. I hope you enjoyed it. No podcast for the next 2 weeks because it's holiday season. However, we're coming back strong in January with a lot of new invites, a lot of new people to interview in the podcast. So hopefully you'll get posted by just subscribing to our channel. If you're watching that on YouTube, if you're watching that on LinkedIn, feel free to add a like, to subscribe to the page. And yeah, we'll see you next time.